Welcome back. As always, be sure to leave a comment telling me any kind of video or theory you have and want me to make a video on. I'll be sure to make that. Also remember, I am making a Borderlands 2 VR walkthrough playthrough when that launches, so if there's anything in particular you want me to do or you want to see or whatever, be sure to let me know and I will definitely do that. Also be sure to check out my other channel, YC Games. And finally, a huge thank you to Masterball Gaming. He gave me a lovely shout out in his last video, and I would just like to thank him for that. Obviously, if you've seen my channel, I'm sure you have heard of him or seen him. But if not, be sure to check him out. He's got lots of great videos over there. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So most likely, Borderlands 3 will be good when it comes out. If they don't change up the formula too much from 2 in the pre-sequel and 1, it's going to be a good game, no matter how terrible the story or whatever is. However, this video is going to be about the things that are going to make the game great. This is by no means a complete list, so if there's anything else you'd like to add, please let me know down in the comments. If you agree, disagree, whatever, have any other comments, just leave it down in the comments. I'll try to respond to as much as I can, because the reason I have this channel and the reason I make these videos is because I want to talk to you guys about Borderlands 3. So, if you have any comments or anything you want to say, leave it down in the comments. I'll be there a lot. Let's get right into it.
More nasties.
So, some of my favorite movies, video games, TV shows, whatever, just media in general, my favorite ones are so great because they're morally questionable at best. And by that, I mean there are no good guys versus bad guys. It's more of us versus them, because everyone's the hero of their own story. And if you have a bad guy that's bad for the sake of being bad, well, he's not a very compelling villain. He's not fun to go up against. That's why I love the Borderlands franchise, because 2 and pre-sequel especially, it really made you question if you were doing right or not. Pre-sequel was probably the best at this, because at the end of the day, you knew you were just helping the villain of Borderlands 2. But at the time, it felt like you were doing right, and that was amazing. Like, it felt like you were doing the good thing and being a good person, but at the end of the day, you knew you're just helping out the enemy. However, the same could go in Borderlands 2. Yeah, you're supposedly the good guy, but you could argue that Handsome Jack really is the hero. I personally like that theory, and that's a whole argument for another day, but it really made you question, is what I'm doing right? Is this really the good thing to do? And that's what really makes these games stand out in particular. And that's why if Borderlands 3 can nail this again for another time, it will just go above and beyond most games. I really enjoyed what they did in Borderlands 2 by bringing back the Borderlands 1 Vault Hunters. And I was actually a little disappointed in pre-sequel where it didn't include any Borderlands 2 Vault Hunters, but that's fine, whatever. But if Borderlands 3 brings together all 3 games surviving Vault Hunters, that would just, again, this is the stuff that would just put it above and beyond. There's really no reason for them not to at least include some of them, but I don't want to see just Lilith and Mordecai and Brick again. I want to see the Borderlands 2 characters. I want Maya to come back. I want Creed to come back, hopefully, even, I want to see those characters again, because I really liked them, and I was really hoping they'd be in pre-sequel, and I'm a little disappointed they weren't. They don't have to necessarily be the main quest giver. They don't have to be part of the main story. They can just be side quests. They can be just people in the world. They don't even have to talk. I just want them to be there. And like I said, there's really no reason for them not to do this, but if they don't, I'm personally going to be really disappointed. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not a huge fan of Telltale games. I don't like the Walking Dead series. I'm not really a huge fan of anything else they came out with, except Tales from the Borderlands. Because not only is it Borderlands, it's actually a pretty good Borderlands story. Like, the new characters they introduced are pretty solid. Some of them are hit and miss. The jokes are pretty hit or miss most times, but the story's decent, and I would definitely want to see that story continued. Unfortunately, because of the whole thing that happened at Telltale Studios, we will probably never see a Season 2. However, Gearbox has come out and said that the Tales from the Borderlands story and everything about Tales from the Borderlands is now part of Borderlands. So there's no reason for them not to at least use the same characters and maybe some of the same plot threads in Borderlands 3. Now, I'm not sure how all the legality works of it, but that would be great if they could, because there's a lot of speculation on, well, Reese could be the new main villain, you know, ICO Atlas. Fiona could be a good Vault Hunter if they want to make her a playable Vault Hunter. And I agree, that'd be amazing. They don't have to do that. They can just kind of treat them like the past Vault Hunters. Just make them there, give them a couple quests, stuff like that. I just want to bring them back because I am really curious where the story goes from there. And like I said, I like the characters. Not only just Reese and Fiona, but like all the supporting characters. Not necessarily all of them, but, you know, bring some of them back. Make reference to them. Talk about them. Because, like I said, even though I'm not a fan of real Telltale in general, I did like Tales from the Borderlands. And it'd be a shame to just ruin that solid story. Now, this is another one of those things they're probably going to do in some degree, but if they want to really go above and beyond, make every little nook and cranny just chock full of references. Not only to different Borderlands games and the Borderlands story in general and just anything Borderlands or Gearbox related, you know, include other games. Make little references here and there. Kind of like how in Borderlands 2 they had like the Minecraft Easter egg, the Dark Souls Easter egg, and the Tiny Tina's DLC. They chopped it full of just a bunch of different things from movies and games and other things. They gotta do it again. And again, like I said, include other Borderlands references. You know, make note of Handsome Jack's reign as dictator, whatever you want to call him, I guess. Make note of Roland. You know, include the Roland statue. You know, talk about things that happened in the past. Bring it back up. Because new fans, you know, it's just gonna go over their head. They're not gonna care. But for returning fans, for people who've played these games, it's just all those moments that are like, oh, I remember that, and that's great. That's about it for this one. Like I said earlier, this is by no means a complete list. There's a ton more stuff that could make Borderlands 3 great. I might even make another video, but I'm trying to keep all these videos fairly short, so I'm going to cut it off here. But as always, be sure to check my other channel, YC Games. Leave down a comment if there's any other video you want me to make. Also, as always, I am going to make a Borderlands 2 VR walkthrough, so if there's anything you want to see, please let me know. And one final huge thank you to Masterball Gaming. Check them out if you haven't already. And yeah, that about does it. See you in the next one. Keep your stick on the ice. We're all in this together.